am here today with a special guest, Miss Terri Alford. Terri, she is the owner of TNA Financial Group. And as you all know, I have said that I didn't want this group just to be about probate. I had also wanted to make everybody aware of ways to prevent going into probate. And one of the ways to do that is by building generational wealth. So today, I ask that you welcome Miss Terri in, and she's going to take it over from here.
Thank you very much for their beautiful introduction. Hello, Denise. Hello, those of you who are watching live and those of you who are watching the replay. If you are watching the replay, please put hashtag replay in the comment section so I can engage with you at a future time and a future date. My name is Terri Alford, and I am the owner and founder of TNA Financial Group. As she mentioned, what many people know about me is that I have been in financial services full time since the end of 2019. They know that I've won awards. I've been able to help a lot of families in the time of need and help business owners as well as professionals be able to plan for their retirement. And I actually love going live. You know that I love going live. What many people do not know, though, is that in 2020, I went through a depression. I will never forget March 13th, 2020. My mother gave me a call. She called me as I was packing up for an event. My excuse me, my friend and I, we were vendors at this event that didn't happen, and it was canceled due to COVID. So I'm packing up everything in my car, and my mom calls me and she's screaming. And she's screaming because the doctor told her she was diagnosed with breast cancer. So my mother, she lives in Memphis, Tennessee. Well, Horn Lake, Mississippi, which is a suburb of Memphis, Tennessee. I live in Dallas. And I was trying to figure out how in the world am I going to get to my mom? The entire country shut down. I was trying to go to the grocery store and get tissue, paper towels, and whatever else I felt like I may need because I wanted to be there with her physically. But because everybody was freaking out because of the pandemic, it took me forever to get necessities for this trip. When I tell you I will never forget 2020, is because not only did we have a pandemic going on, I left my job. So I was full time in my business. My mother was diagnosed with cancer. And then 2 months later, my dad was diagnosed with prostate cancer. Now, here's the thing. He is doing very well. My mom is doing very well. They're divorced, so they're not together. But my dad, he's in Hawaii right now as we speak, okay? Living his best life, okay? But at the time, it was so scary. It was so scary. It was so terrifying. And I knew that I could not afford to go back to another job and expose my parents because of the pandemic, because they had pre-existing conditions. My mom was going through chemo. My dad had a surgery, but he had pre-existing conditions, and I just couldn't take that chance. So I decided to work my business virtually, and I've been working my business virtually since 2020. And so on today, here I am, 3 years later, parents are doing well. I'm doing well. I haven't missed a bill or meal. I could have skipped some meals, but I haven't. And I start there because as we speak about generational wealth, I want us to think about the generations that are before us as well as behind us. Because here's the thing, as you are working on building wealth, building financial freedom, building your financial portfolio, life happens and life is unexpected. And so we always want to make sure that we plan for the unexpected. One of the best ways to plan for the unexpected is to have life insurance. Life insurance can be used in multiple ways during your lifetime. So I'm also known as a women's wealth strategist because I help women build wealth. I help men too. The men who come to me say, do you work with men? Yes, I do too. But I do have more women clients because women are like, oh my goodness, Terri, I can relate to your story. See, before I know I'm in this group and we're speaking about probate and real estate. I have to tell you this. When my mother was going through cancer, I had a 1-bedroom apartment. And I had to make the right financial moves so that she wouldn't have to stay in a 1-bedroom apartment when she decided to get her cancer treatment. She wanted to get her cancer treatment at MD Anderson. I said, okay, they're supposed to be the best ever. So I'm not going to tell my mom no. Of course you could get treated at MD Anderson. And so guess what I did? I made sure that if my mother or my father had to move to Texas with me, that I wouldn't be in a 1-bedroom apartment. So I built my home on my self-employed income. Those of you who are in this group, I want you to understand that life does happen, but you can properly plan so that when life does happen, you have the resources, you have options, you have the network. That's why it's important for you to stay connected to this group. That's why it's important for you to stay connected with people like Denise. Because when life happens, you're going to need someone who can help you. Because there are some people who would have said, Terri, I don't know how you're going to get a house. I have no idea how you're going to get a house. I mean, you quit your job, you don't have you have consistent income, but it's inconsistently consistent. Because don't you know, as being a full-time entrepreneur, you have some months that are high and some months that are low. So it wasn't like every single month my income was the same. Some people would have had me thinking that buying a home in the midst of a pandemic on my self-employed income was impossible. But I had a great loan officer. And I had someone teaching me and showing me the ways, like, yes, you can get a home. And so I closed on my home in 2021, February of 2021. I built it 5 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms on my self-employed income, teaching people things that I would have taught for free, helping people because they needed the help. So I want to start there, because if I just share facts, you're going to forget that. I know some people who are watching this replay and who's watching me live. Some people are watching me for information. Some people are watching me for motivation. Some people are watching me for inspiration. I want to give you all of that. My goal is to over deliver. So I'm going to under promise and over deliver. I'm not going to promise anything so I can under promise and over deliver. I'm not going to promise you're going to get anything on this live except information, motivation, inspiration. That's it. So as a business owner, or even if you're not a business owner, maybe you are an employee, it is important for you to, again, plan for the future, plan for the unexpected, plan for generational wealth. Generational wealth does not happen by accident. Even if you inherit, or even if someone won the lottery, right? That doesn't mean that they've established generational wealth, because if they blow all of that money, there won't be anyone to inherit the money. So then the heirs are right back where they started. So generational wealth doesn't happen on accident. You don't have a 6-figure retirement on accident. You're not going to become a multi-millionaire on accident. It's going to take intentionality. It's going to take punctuality. You got to be on time. You have to set your goals. And when you are setting your goals, you have to set your benchmarks and show up for them. You have to be intentional. You can't just sit back and let life happen. I don't know who I'm speaking to, but I guess somebody needs to know this. You can't just back and let life happen. No, you have to get up and do something about it. If you've been praying for a thing and God shows you, here is the thing, and you say, okay, God, well, I don't want to do anything for it. I just want you to give it to me. Shame on you. Shame on you.
Mhm.
Shame on us for saying that we're passionate about generational wealth, but we're not doing anything to make sure that our children's children are taken care of. Shame on us for saying we want a blessing and we have an opportunity to have a $250,000 blessing, but it's going to cost us $1,000 to get it. Shame on us for saying these are things that we want, but we want it without having to make an investment. You have to make an investment. You have to invest in yourself. You have to invest in your business. You have to invest in your family. You have to invest in your goals. And when you are making those investments, some of those investments are monetary. Some of those investments are not monetary. Some of it's time. A lot of it's energy. And a lot of it is you humbling yourself to know that it's time for you to learn from somebody else. What got you to where you are today got you where you are today. But you have to listen to other people to get to where you need to be. Denise is one of those people.
Yep.
Right? So I
Mhm.
want this to be interactive. I want this to be engaging. If what I said was good, give me a that's good. Anything that I said, if you heard it and you think it's good, put a it's good in the comment section. What I want to do is I want to share with you some ways that you could build financial excuse me, financial stability, and some ways that you can avoid being without the funds that you need in order to make financial freedom become your reality. See, what I shared was my mother was diagnosed with cancer in 2020. What I didn't share was that she had benefits on her job. And guess what her job said? You ran out of FMLA. We have to let you go.
Mhm.
Imagine, imagine you working hard day in and day out for a company or a government or the government or some other entity that is taking your time and your energy away from your family. Remember, not all of your investments is going to be monetary. Some of it's time, and we can't get time back. So you're putting in all of your self into making sure that a company is successful, but you're not putting that amount of time or energy into making sure that you're successful or your legacy is well established. If you become ill and you stop working for these companies, guess what? They got money to make. They have a job that needs to get done. They have benchmarks that need to be met. Even if you're an educator, they have benchmarks that have to be met, so they can let you go. And when they let you go, you should have options. You should have options. So I want this to be interactive, and I'm going to share a few things here. We're going to start off with a document called What's Most Important to You. I hope that I can share here. Try to share my screen. Aha. All right. Okay, so Denise, can everybody see this okay?
No, let me hit it and see. Okay, it's there now.
All right, perfect, perfect. All right,
Mhm.
so I want you to think about these things. What is most important to you right now? Where are your financial priorities? If you've never thought about these things before, I'm not going to say shame on you. because you may not have known. That's why you're here. So if you are interested in building wealth and building a financial present and a financial future for your family, you're going to be interested in learning about these things. What is most important to you right now? Let's start with retirement. Retirement is something that some people put off. Some people say, well, Terri, I just need to live for today. But if you continue to live just for today and make decisions based on today, you're going to forever be working towards what you need today. You have to plan with the end in mind, backwards plan. If you want to retire at 60, you want to start creating a plan now to make sure that at 60 you truly can retire. If you want to have a multi-million dollar real estate portfolio, you have to backwards plan from that, or backwards plan for that. So what is most important to you right now? I want you to put this in the comment section of this video or put it in the chat. What is most important to you right now? Let's start with retirement. Having enough income during retirement, purchasing a retirement property or secondary residence, providing education for children or grandchildren, or determining when and how to withdraw funds from investments to provide for your retirement income. Which of these are most important to you? The good news is there's no wrong answer. But if you had to choose one in each category, I want you to choose which of these would you prioritize now? Secondly, legacy and estate planning strategies. Which of these is most important to you now? Positioning myself to enjoy more of the things in life I value, having a plan in place for my financial future, making sure my family will be secure in the event of a catastrophe, death, or disability of a breadwinner, caring for elders or family members with special needs, passing my estate to my heirs smoothly without court battles, protecting my estate from estate taxes and transfer costs, providing a legacy and financial resources for successor generations, providing capital for charitable organizations that I support, protecting my assets from creditors and liability lawsuits, developing a business succession plan. I'm in a real estate probate group. In this second section, there are a lot of things that are related to probate. I want to make sure that you're planning for these things. If you have a life insurance policy, and the life insurance policy provides a death benefit to your family members or whoever you see fit to give the death benefit to, then they will have enough money to take care of whatever is needed. There are certain products that are offered by life insurance companies that actually bypass probate. So you can avoid probate. And with those products, you can grow your money safely. We use a strategy in TNA Financial Group. We use a strategy called indexing. Indexing is when your money is not directly in the market. So you put your money into an account that will give you a return based on what the market does, but you don't have to worry about losing your money because the insurance company takes the risk. You don't. So your money only increases. While if it does decrease, the insurance company takes the risk. Your money stays the same if there is no growth. We use that as a strategy to safely secure your finances and grow them at the same time. These accounts are able to double your money in 10 years or less. These are products that are offered by insurance companies, but they are not life insurance policies. Because with life insurance, you have to medically be able to qualify. You have to be able to be approved for these policies. I had a guy this week who wanted an infinite banking plan, which is a strategy that you use with the life insurance policy, but unfortunately, he couldn't get it because of his criminal history. So again, it's important that you plan for these things. So you want to get your finances together as soon as possible. Do not delay. Do not procrastinate. This is not the time to put off what you know God is telling you to do right now. The economy is interesting, and it's going to get even more interesting next month because people's student loans are going to start being active again. There's a lot that's happening, and you want to make sure you are prepared. Cash flow, liabilities, and investments. If any of these things are important to you, I'm going to invite you to schedule a no obligation consultation with me. Restructuring or eliminating your debt. For some people who are looking to buy a home, and probate may not be your current situation, but you're just looking to buy your first home, there's something called debt to income ratio. Your debt to income ratio has to be right in order for you to be able to be approved for a home. So instead of you trying to eliminate all of your debts at this moment, maybe we just need to make sure we get your debt to income ratio right so we can get you in that home, help you make more money and lower your debts at the same time. Knowing where to put old and new investment funds. Maybe you have a 401k, 403b. Maybe a loved one has passed away and they have left their 401k or their 403b or a CD or mutual funds. Like, where do I put these funds? I can assist you with that. Understanding my liquidity needs now and in the future. This is important too. I was just having a conversation with my 21, bless her heart, 21. It's hard to believe she's 21. My 21-year-old sister, baby sister, about cost of living expenses because she's at the point where she's thinking about what does she want life to look like after college? How much does she need to make? What type of apartment will she be able to get in the area in which she wants to live? Excuse me, in the area in which she wants to live. So we had a conversation today, and it was interesting because years ago when I tried to get her to see certain things and for her to calculate cost of living expenses, she really wasn't paying attention. She didn't want to listen. But today she listens because she's almost a college graduate, a recent college graduate. So understanding your liquidity needs now and in the future is important because the amount of money you need to live comfortably now is going to be different from what you will need in the future 10, 20 years down the road, especially due to inflation. Having someone study my investment profile and make a recommendation on what type of portfolio I should have. Humble yourself. Do not be too proud and seek help. Even if you decide not to work with me, find someone that you like, know, and trust to help you with your finances. If you do not have a license and the people you're listening to does not have a license, then you need to find someone who is licensed to give you advice on what to do. Again, your friends, your family, they will want to give you advice, but if they are not licensed, you need to find a licensed financial professional. As a matter of fact, everyone should have your own financial dream team. Let me go ahead and put that there. You need to have a financial consultant. You should have a tax strategist. You should have a financial accountability partner. You need a financial dream team. Maximize tax efficiency, including reducing my income taxes generated from my investments, avoiding capital gains or excessive taxes on the sale of business interests or investments, saving money on my healthcare coverage, additional streams of income for more cash flow now. What is most important to you? As we get ready to go into the last quarter of this year, because this is September right now, as we get ready to go into the last quarter of this year, I want you to choose 3 things, one thing from each category that is most important to you. And I want you to intentionally focus on improving your situation so that you can focus on those things, whether that's scheduling a consultation, reading books, listening to podcasts. Again, if you're going to listen to podcasts, make sure you listen to an expert, licensed expert, somebody that knows these
Mhm.
things, right? Make sure that you are prioritizing your finances now and in the future. Now, I am going to ask Denise if you would engage with me.
Mhm.
I want to do a quick activity. And if anyone is interested in having access to this calculator, just let me know here. So, with this calculator, we are going to see if you are saving enough to reach your retirement goal. Now, Denise, you don't have to tell the entire world what your goals and age are, so you can make up the numbers, but I want to show you what this will actually look like and why it's important for you to know exactly where you are and where you want to be financially. So, Denise, I'm going to ask you a few questions and we're going to see how much you need to save in order for
Mhm.
that retirement to become your reality. Are you ready?
Okay. All right.
All right, perfect. How old are you?
I am 57.
Okay. And what age would you like to be when you retire?
Um, Probably like 68.
68. All right. So, how much would you like to have in your retirement nest egg at the age of 68?
I would like to have I'm gonna say maybe at least 250,000.
Okay, 250,000. So we have
Mhm.
about 11 years to make sure you have 250,000 in your retirement nest egg. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. So let's say we put your money into a product that gives you about an 8% return. And
Mhm.
let's look at your marginal tax bracket. Um, are you contributing to a 401k or 403b right now?
No, I'm not right now.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
So let's say if you did contribute to, let's say, an IRA or an
Mhm.
account in which you do have to pay taxes.
Mhm.
Let's say your income is such that your federal tax rate is 24%. So I'm going to say you are here. Okay. So
Mhm.
24% is how much Uncle Sam is going to take out. What we're going to do is see how much you need to save per month in order for us to get you to that goal. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So, in 11 years, we need to get you to 250,000. You need to save only $1,306 per month. That's it.
Really?
That's all. In an account that gives you an 8% return. That's about
Mhm.
$15,675 a year.
And how likely is that now to find something that's paying that type of return?
Oh, very likely. I have products that's
Mhm.
that are providing that type of return. I did an illustration for a gentleman today, and I was able to
Mhm.
show on the illustration because we like to under promise and over deliver. But even on the illustration, I was able to show him getting a 15% return.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so we can do that. So if you put
Yeah.
your money into a product that gives you an 8% return, then
Mhm.
you need to save 1306.
And I think that's good because I think especially like a lot of people that haven't been saving and now they're older in life, they may feel like it's too late, like, well, I don't have the years to save. So that's interesting and really good to know that, even at 57, you can start saving and still hit your goal if you come up with a plan to do it and stick with it.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Doing it and sticking with it. See, I talked about
Mhm.
punctuality, I talked about um intentionality, but let me tell you about another thing that's going to
Mhm.
make or break the entire equation. Consistency. This is
Mhm.
based on you consistently putting in $1,306 per month.
Mhm.
Consistently, consistently every
Mhm.
month. So if you
Mm-hmm.
start and then stop, yes, it's going to be difficult for you to get to 250,000, but
Mm-hmm.
you have to be consistent. Now, if
Mm-hmm.
your cash flow is not consistent to where you can save 1306, then that's another conversation we need to have. Maybe you need to start a business, or maybe you need a little business coaching. Maybe you need another source of income, a part-time job. Tap into your gifts and find a way. Maybe you need to work on a promotion. Maybe it's
Mm-hmm.
time for you to leave your job. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. People
Mm-hmm.
who leave, I believe the stat is people who leave their job every so many years to go get another job in that same field, like they increase their income.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you can
Yeah.
stay in the same industry, but if
Mm-hmm.
you leave this telecommunication company to go to another one doing the same job, you may be offered more
Mm-hmm.
because now the
Mm-hmm.
cost of living is higher than it was 5 years ago. So we can talk about those type of strategies. But yes, you are right. 1306 is how much you would need to save. But here's the thing: for those of you who may not be 57, let's say if you were 37 and you wanted to save 250,000, look at how much you need to save. $228 a month. A
Wow.
significant difference. Why? Because there's a cost in waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Procrastination is not our friend. You
Mm-hmm.
may work well under pressure, but do not procrastinate,
Mm-hmm.
because just waiting, instead of waiting to 57, if you start at 37, look at how much you need to save to get to the same number. Now, if you
Mm-hmm.
are 57 and you're like, well, shoot, I wish I could do that, it is your responsibility to invest into your future and your present. I already mentioned before, investments are not just monetary. Invest your time, your talent. You're learning this information. Share this with your niece, share this with your granddaughter, share this with your cousin
Mm-hmm.
so that they will know. Invest in them. Because had
Mm-hmm.
you known this, maybe you would have made some different decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only fair that you don't keep this, nor I, nor Denise, as a secret. Don't keep us a secret. Share.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
being realistic, if you're 37 years old and you want to retire at 68, you're going to need a lot more than 250,000 to be comfortable as a millennial. I mean, inflation is not on our side. So I'm just going to add a one here in front of this 250,000 and make it a million. And let's say we put the money into a product in which you don't have to pay Uncle Sam. At that point, this 37-year-old needs to save $782 a month. That's actually still pretty doable.
Mm-hmm.
$782 a month. I see people paying that to put certain shoes on for photo shoots nowadays. I'm like, really? Really though. I
Mm-hmm.
have nice I believe I have nice photo shoots. But if you see some red bottoms on my photo shoot before 2025, guess what? Buy them for me. Because I have goals. I'm investing into my business, my family my family that I haven't even birthed yet. I don't have any children.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not married, but I want to have children one day. I want to be married one day. I'm putting things in place now so when I do have children and I do have a family of my own, I'll be able to have an emergency fund for my emergency fund. I'll be able to have money that's generating more money for me. I'll be able to say, you know what? I'm going to take the whole summer off and spend time with my children and my family.
Mm-hmm.
That's because I planned for it. I'm going to build a brand that's going to bring me clients, whether I'm working or not. So I would rather put that $782 into building my own brand instead of building a brand for Louis Vuitton. I don't have anything against them, but You know,
Right.
the red
Yeah.
bottoms. Every time somebody takes a picture with red bottoms on, they're promoting his brand. They're building
Mm-hmm.
his brand.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad thing, but I want them to do that for me. So that's where my money is going. My money is going into an account that's going to bring
Mhm.
people. I want a great return on my money. $782 for a pair of shoes may give someone the impression that I have $782 to pay for a pair of shoes. But instead of
Mhm.
giving people that impression, I would much rather have the money so that I can make an impact. Let's speak about
Mhm.
charitable giving, right? So I've heard it said this way: it's good to have a heart of a giver, but you want to have the pockets of a giver. You want to have the wallet of a giver.
Mhm.
If you are a giver and you love giving to charity and you love being a blessing to people, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Mhm.
But if you are wise with your money, and with your money can turn into even more money, then you can have a greater impact and be able
Mhm.
to help and bless more people. I mean, that's even biblical, but I'm not gonna go into Bible study, which you all know. But I wanted to do that with you so you could see how much money you need to save in order to reach your retirement goal. If you want us to do this together, or if you're interested in this calculator, please feel free to reach out to me and we'll go from there. Okay. So let me
Okay.
go back to my presentation here. Oh my goodness, there we go. Okay. So,
Mhm.
all right. So, accelerated living benefits. Accelerated living benefits are game changers. I've shared my 2020 story with you, and I know that we are already at 40 minutes. So, I'm going to go
Mhm.
this video, even though it's one of my favorites. If you want the link, just hit me up. I'll make sure to get it to you. Long story short, we have a wife who's a nurse. We have a husband who's a lawyer. The wife gets diagnosed with cancer, and her job tells her she ran out of FMLA. The woman who takes care of other people became ill, and when she became ill, she couldn't even depend on the benefits from her job. This is why
Mhm.
accelerated living benefits is important. When you purchase a home, you should have mortgage protection. Mortgage protection is different from mortgage insurance. Mortgage insurance takes care of the lender. Mortgage protection takes care of you and your family. If you pass away, or if you become ill with a critical, chronic, or terminal illness, you want your family to inherit your house, not inherit the mortgage payments. You don't want to
Mhm.
live at home because you became ill and you lost your job. This is another way that you can use life insurance while you're living. Accelerated living benefit riders are available for terminal illness, chronic illness, and critical illnesses. Every company that I work with that have partnered with TNA Financial Group as an insurance carrier offers the accelerated living benefits. If you become um, ill and you're unable to perform 2 out of 6 of your daily functions, you're able to accelerate up to your death benefit. A critical illness may be a heart attack, stroke, cancer, end age renal failure, paralysis, AIDS. How many people do we know have gone on dialysis, or who may have been diagnosed with Alzheimer's? And now the family needs even more money to take care of them. The accelerated living benefits will do that.
Mhm.
Think about being ready. Is when you're ready, you don't have to get ready. You always have to,
Mhm.
you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. The way that
Mhm.
you stay ready is through connections. You stay connected to people who know more than you know about a given subject, whether they're older or whether they're younger. See, I like to purposefully put myself in places
Mhm.
The alliteration there was awesome. Purposefully put myself in places where people know more than I do about a given topic, a given subject. I can learn. And then I find opportunities to connect with them so that I can learn one on one if there is an opportunity to connect with them one on one. So I want to show you all one more thing, and then I'm going to turn it back over to Denise because I want to be
Mhm.
respectful of your time. And if there are any questions, I want to answer those questions. So
Mhm.
as I pull this up, let me say that life insurance is available in multiple ways. You can get a policy that you can use while you're living. You can get a policy that will provide a death benefit. You can get a policy that provides cash value. There are several types of policies out there. There's not a one size fit all solution. So the type of policy that you get is based on what you want to do with it and how it fits your needs. I also want to say if you are looking for someone to help you with your finances or your financial plan, I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to judge.
Mhm.
I am here to help you get to where you want to be, help you know where you are and where you want to be. So I have a gift for you. On the left, there's a QR code. You can scan this QR code and you're going to get a document that's going to help you become better prepared to meet with a financial expert. Some people are a little nervous. They're a little scared to meet with the financial expert because they feel like, oh, I need to get myself together. I need to do. No, you don't get yourself well before you go to the doctor. So before you go to a financial doctor, why would you try to make yourself well? So
That's a
scan
good
the
point.
QR code, right? Scan your QR code, and you're going to get a document called Proper Preparation 7 Guide. And it's going to be 7 steps that you can do to help you be better prepared to meet with the financial expert. What documents do you get in place? What information do we need so that we can help you create your financial plan? If you're interested in applying for a secure growth account or applying for cash accumulating life insurance, or you may be interested in getting business consulting or coaching, I want to encourage you to go to my link. There's a link here, and at this link, you can select what is most interesting to you. Maybe you're interested in learning more about trust. Maybe you're interested in learning more about life insurance. Maybe you're interested in learning more about $1 Million Baby. As I was switching from one presentation to another, $1 Million Baby popped up. Maybe you want to know how to help your children become millionaires before they retire. You can select that option on my calendar and schedule a time for us to meet one on one. Again, my name is Terri Alford. I'm the owner of TNA Financial Group. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on Facebook, of course, and you can find me on Instagram with TNA Financial Group or Terri Alford, M dot ed, which stands for Masters in Education. I thank you very much for this amazing opportunity, Denise, and I will
Mhm.
turn the mic back over to you.
Okay, so I just want to say thank you so much for joining us today. And that was so educational. And while you was talking, I was thinking it would be so good if they was teaching this in the school system. And I don't know, maybe some schools they do, but I know I didn't have it when I was in school. And it would help people to move, such further along if they had this information, especially getting out of school and stuff, even really in college. So I really appreciate you sharing that with us. I don't have any questions from anybody right now, but if I do, I'll be sure to reach out to you, and I'll, whatever you tell me, I'll let them know. But I do have one question for myself because, I help people sell homes as well as buy homes. And the information that you was talking about, you said it wasn't called mortgage insurance, correct?
Right. So there's a difference between mortgage insurance and mortgage protection. So
Okay.
mortgage insurance is to help you be able to pay the lender if you default on the loan.
Okay. And
But that
how is
doesn't
the
mean that
price?
you keep the, I'm sorry, but that doesn't mean you keep the house. Mortgage protection is you having enough coverage in
Mhm.
life insurance so that if your family member passed away or the primary breadwinner passed away or you become ill, there's a
Mhm.
big enough death benefit to help you pay off the home.
Oh, really? Okay.
So your beneficiaries can truly have the house. So let's say
Okay.
this. So some people will say, "Oh, Terry, well, I have enough life insurance." Okay,
Mm-hmm.
well, let's see. Okay, so you just bought a $350,000 home and you have 50,000 in life insurance. If you are able to medically qualify for more, you need more than that. Because if you pass away and both of your both spouses incomes were taken into consideration to be
Mm-hmm.
approved for the home, you will not be able to afford to stay in that home without both incomes. So
Right,
that's what
right.
life insurance does. It transfer the risk. So
Mhm.
mortgage protection is you having enough coverage to cover your mortgage if you die or if you become ill and you don't work it and you're not able to work your job while you're getting well, you have a lump sum of money to take care of the mortgage. So the mortgage is one less thing that you have
Yeah.
to worry about.
And at what point can somebody get, if they've already been living in their house 10, 12, 15 years, can they get it? Or is this just for somebody
Absolutely.
that's brand new? Oh,
Great
really?
question. You can get a mortgage protection account or policy as long as you can be approved for it. So if you've been in your house for 15 years and you still have a balance of 150,000,
Mm-hmm.
you can get $150,000 mortgage protection policy.
Okay. Wow. So if you have like any brochures on that, or if you can, even when I have my clients, especially like when they buy a house or whatever, I'll definitely pass that to them and then they can reach you. Because I think that's, I mean, I'll have to look into that myself too for, for me and my family's house. But I'll definitely pass that on because I think you never know when illness is going to hit, car accident. I'm also a nurse. And so, I see people when I was working in rehab, how I used to see people coming in, they was normal, but they got in a bad car accident. Now they're paralyzed, never gonna walk again, and things like that. Their life has totally changed. Like my pastor says, life will flip on you, you know. And so because we have no control of that, we do have a little control when it comes to trying to get prepared, and to be ready if some type of you know, tragedy does hit. So yeah, if you can get me that information, I'll be sure to share it. Mhm.
Okay, I absolutely will. I will email you the brochures for mortgage protection. And again,
Mhm.
if any of you are interested in learning about mortgage protection as well, you can go to my link. I think I'm able to put it here. And if you don't see it, I'll drop it. I'll drop it in the comment section of the Facebook group.
Mhm.
And I'll be happy to show you what the options are. We can meet offline, Ms.
Okay.
Davis, and I can show you options for you as well as your
Mhm.
clientele because it's something everybody needs. When I built my home, I got extra mortgage protection on top of that because I already told you both of my parents were diagnosed with a critical illness, but
Mhm.
they survived. They're good to go, right? If I become
Yeah.
ill as a single woman, single ladies, I'm speaking to you. Well, single men too. But single ladies, you cannot afford not to have this at all,
Mhm.
especially if you're a single mother. If you become ill, who's going to take care of you? Who's going to take care of your children? Where's your money going to come from?
Mhm.
If I become ill, who's going to take care of me? Who's going to pay my bills? At the time of this video, I have a boyfriend. Who knows what he'll be in the future? Maybe a spouse, may not be. We don't know. So I have to make sure if I become ill, I don't want to lose this house. It took me a great amount of work to get. It's mine. I'm keeping it.
Mhm.
And no sickness, no illness, none of that is going to take this house away from me. It's
Mhm.
mine. If I become ill, oh, that's fine. Where's the claim paperwork? So I can go ahead and give this money because this is mine.
Mhm.
Mine.
Yeah.
That's where you want to be. You want to be confident enough to go to sleep with a peace of mind Let me say this, just in case somebody does have a policy and you may not know that you can do this. There was a time in which I felt I needed a little bit extra money and my emergency fund needed an emergency fund. So there's a policy I've had since I first learned about accelerated living benefits. And so I keep all of my bills on auto pay. I was like, I don't know. This month looking a little weird. I don't know. Let me take some money out. I took out $2,600 out of my life insurance policy. No illness or any of that. I took it out of my cash value. The insurance company sent me a check in the mail. I made the request. I think it was, I don't know, a Monday. By Friday, I had the check in the mail. I said, oh, that was easy. So if you do have a cash value life insurance policy and something comes up where you need some extra money, if the cash value is there, go get it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you didn't put anything in there, you can't take anything out. So that's why it's important for you to start it as soon as possible. Get your children to do it too. Imagine what it would look like for them when they're older. I have a client who is 1 year old. Well, actually, she's almost 2. She was 1 when I wrote her plan. Her parent, her mother and grandmother collectively are putting in $500 per month into her plan. By the time she is an adult, young adult that is, by the time she gets ready to go to school, she'll be able to take out over $52,000. By the time she's 21, she has access to over $212,000 at 21. Because we start putting money into the plan at 1. Generational wealth is something that doesn't happen on accident. It's not just going to happen on accident. You have to be intentional.
Well, that was great information. Give you a hand clap. I really enjoyed that. I really did. It opened my eyes to a lot. And I'm gonna definitely be getting with you to talk to you about some stuff too that I think me and my family could use. So again, I appreciate you being here. I really hope people will come back and listen to the replay because I think it will really help them. And so again, this is Terri Alford. She has posted her information where she can be contacted at. So feel free to give her a call, and I'll talk to you again next week. Thank you.
Hey, awesome. Thank you very much.
All right.